Welcome to r/I don't work here lady, where this entitled customer gets angry at a man who is shopping for a business suit while wearing a business suit. And yes, that sounds ridiculous and I know it does, but listen to the story, it will all become clear. Of course you freaking work here. Why else would you be dressed like that? So this was back in August. I just moved to the city and had just started working at a bank. I didn't have the company apparel yet, but I had a good amount of business clothes. Plus, I like dressing nice. I was done early that day, and downtown was on the train ride home, so I figured I'd stop to do some clothes shopping. I was shopping around the store in the business attire section. Now, I was wearing my business attire at the time, so one could guess why there might be some confusion. And this lady, who only spoke Spanish, asked if I spoke Spanish and if I could help her. I said yes and asked what she needed. ¿Sabes dónde están las maletas? Do you know where the suitcases are? Perdón, señora. Yo no trabajo aquí, pero creo que están en el primer piso. Sorry, Mum, I don't work here, but I think they're on the first floor. We both laughed, and she commented on how nice my clothes look. It made me blush a little bit. I'm self-conscious. Then she thanked me for helping her. 20 freaking seconds later, another lady comes up to me in a not so nice way, demanding I get her another coat with matching pants in such size, asking why we had suits mixed up, and specifically to get her a freaking dressing room since she had no idea why we only had 2 open in the middle of the pandemic. I explained to her that 1, we're in a pandemic, 2, I don't know anything about suits, I just wear them, and 3, I don't freaking work here. Of course you freaking work here. Why else would you be dressed like that? She said. Because I like dressing nice? And frankly, it's none of your business. Well, I saw you helping the other lady. Stop lying. Because she was nice. Maybe you should try it every once in a while. At this point, one of the actual workers saw what was going on and intervened. Later on, we both happened to be in the changing room, in different stalls obviously, and she started going off on the phone about how a rude employee refused to help her. When I was done trying on new suits, I went with black this time, she was talking to the manager about me, and exclaimed, "That short one," when I walked by. The manager was like, "Who the heck is that dude?" I just laughed and paid for my clothes. Moral of the story, don't be a Richard and someone might help you, even if they don't work there. Sorry, is this woman actually surprised that someone wearing a business suit is shopping for another business suit? Like, isn't that a normal thing? Say I saw somebody shopping for designer clothes and they were wearing designer clothes. I wouldn't say, "Oh my god, you must work here because you're wearing similar clothes to what you're trying to buy." Like, what? No, because he's wearing a business suit. He probably likes business suit. He's getting another one. It's weird, but hey, that was her logic. And also something else that I've thought about on this subreddit in particular. How many times in your life, you watching right now, you listening right now, has an employee ever lied to you about working somewhere? Like, the whole premise of this subreddit, I don't work here lady, is people who aren't employees telling entitled people like this woman that they don't work there, truthfully, and then these people saying, "No, you must work here because you're wearing this or you're acting like this or you're helping this person out." Why would an actual employee ever lie about working somewhere where they don't? Honestly, like, the whole premise of the subreddit just doesn't make any sense if you think about it. But hey, some people clearly have no common sense, like this lady. I don't understand why she actually thought OP would lie about this. Like, why? There's nothing in it for OP to lie about working somewhere that he doesn't. Weird. I don't know why she actually thought OP was lying. Like, why would OP do that? Yes, I don't work here. Oh no, wait, I actually do. What are you gaining from that? I don't get it personally, but hey, that was the logic. Now moving on to our next I don't work here lady post. Wearing headphones while on the clock is unprofessional. Now help me. Little information heading into this. I work in the auto industry, dealership parts department to be exact. This means I have a uniform, which is slacks, shoes, and a polo shirt and jacket in the automaker's colours, with their name embroidered on the left chest. At the time of this incident, I worked for an auto manufacturer whose logo is a big T in an oval. The internal name is the sombrero. This meant my polo shirt was black with red sides and a huge red T logo along with the dealer's name on it. So, here we go. Back in March, I'd just gotten off my late shift. The dealer I was with at the time was open until 7. On the way home, I stopped at the Big Mart that used to use a smiley logo where employees wear blue vests to get some groceries for dinner, along with flowers for my dad and stuff to make a cake for my mum's birthday. A lot of significant dates happen in the first 2 weeks of March for our family. When I go shopping, I usually put in my Bluetooth earbuds, as I don't want to talk to people. And it helps deter those annoying cable, internet, power salespeople that roam the aisles of this store trying to sell you their rubbish. My headphones at the time were a pair of Adidas Adistar by Monster. They were Bluetooth, with a cord between the two, and a little inline controller on the right side. This is relevant later. Now I'm in the store. It's about 7:25 PM, and I've got my earbuds in. I'm in the baking aisle looking for caster sugar. Our Walmart does carry it, and I notice somebody off to my right. I don't think anything of it. It's a steady evening for them. This location is always busy. I finally settle on some sugar and go to reach for it when I feel a sharp pain in my ears, followed by someone yelling at me. I turn and yell, "What the heck?" And I'm face to face with a woman, maybe 40-ish, about my height, 5'10". She's dressed quite smartly. High heel boots, leggings, an expensive looking coat, shoulder length hair, earrings that look painfully heavy, yelling at me and holding my headphones. She'd grabbed the controller and yanked them out as I couldn't hear her talking at me. She starts telling me off, that it's very unprofessional for me to be wearing headphones while working. How dare I talk to her like that? And that she's been trying to get my attention if she needs me to fetch her something. I snap back that I do not work here and demand my earbuds back. She responds that I obviously do from how I'm dressed and that I'm just lazy. Then looks at my headphones in her hand with a smirk and says you won't be needing these. Proceeds to throw them on the ground and starts stomping on them. I'm furious and I start shouting at her what the heck makes her think I work here, and proceed to point at the logo on my shirt and call her a moron. At this point, a crowd has started to gather at either end of the aisle to see what all the commotion is. I guess an employee had heard something and called a manager or security, as someone in a white business shirt with a company lanyard around their neck comes down the aisle to break us up and see what is happening. She immediately starts going off at him about how lazy and unprofessional his employees are and how she wants to talk to corporates. He turns to me and starts to ask why I was ignoring her and wouldn't help her when he notices my shirt. "You don't work here, do you?" as he's staring at me. "No, I work at the dealer up the road. I'm just here to pick up a few things and this psycho attacked me." He apologizes and asks me if she hurt me, and I responded just my ears when she yanked the earbuds out and then stomped on them. She starts snarling that I'm lying, I'm a POS, and I need to be fired. He turns to her, picks my headphones up, and tells her that he doesn't approve of violence in his store and that the authorities are already on their way. The police station is 1.5 miles from the store. He asked me to check my headphones to see if they work. Shocker, they don't. When she yanked the controller, it must have damaged the wires, as the right one cuts in and out. I say as much. We've now been escorted to the front of the store by customer service, and sure enough, 2 officers are standing by the counter. They took statements from the both of us, her flailing her arms about as she gave hers. One of the officers then went with the store manager to review the cameras. The entire time we were waiting with the officer, she keeps mouthing off how I'm gonna get in so much trouble when she's proven right and innocent, and that she hopes that they lead me off in cuffs. The officer with us just told her to be quiet till they were done. The manager and officer come back out after a few minutes, and the officer asks, "Would you like to press charges?" She starts going, "Yes, please officer, I don't want someone like this out in public." His response, "I was actually talking to him," while gesturing to me. I say yes, I would, as my ears still hurt and she broke my earbuds. She's spluttering and coughing like my little classic car on a cold morning, whining that she's the victim. They ask me if I can verify the amount the headphones cost when I bought them new, as she'll be required to reimburse me. Thank you, Big Blue Electronics Store, for online account purchases. In the end, she had to give me the $100 the earbuds had cost me new, which went towards my new Klipsch McLaren Edition T5 earbuds, and they escorted her out of the store. They gave me the flowers for my father's gravesite and a cake for my mum's birthday as an apology. It didn't end there though. She called the dealer I work at, because their name was embroidered on my shirt, to complain about me and the trouble I caused her. They called me into the owner's office to tell me that I caused a lot of drama over nothing, and it makes the dealer look bad, and basically to not do it again. I wasn't fired though. Now it turns out that that dealer was really a terrible place to work at. That's stories for other subreddits that I haven't discovered yet, and I quit about 5 months later. I've since changed dealerships to the Big Blue Oval. Yeah, again, I can't help but say the same thing that I said after the first story. Why would OP lie about being an employee there? Say he was actually an employee once again, and this woman got annoyed because he was wearing earphones or not responding to her, etc., etc. That's all fine, but then why would an employee say, "No, I'm not an employee," to a customer? That just wouldn't happen. So I don't understand the point of it at all. Then again, I am questioning the logic of a person who maintained that they were innocent to the police, despite it being frankly obvious that she wasn't. So yeah, perhaps I should just throw all logic out the window, as I should do with most of these episodes,